What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, February 15th, 2019. I hope you're doing well. Bitcoin, we're going to talk about it in this video. We're going to start on the daily chart. Then we're going to zoom in on the 4-hour. Let's jump right into the charts. We're zoomed out right here on the daily chart. The basis of this video is momentum shift. The bears handing off the momentum to the bulls. What does that look like? It's a process, and it's very evident on a zoomed out daily chart. And the one thing I think it requires if you're long in this market is patience. So I know we zoom out a lot on the charts, but it helps provide that foundational element to being smart and wise with your portfolio and with accumulation. It's patience. That's the game that we're in right now. We're in this game of patience. There's so many YouTube videos, technical analysis videos. I do technical analysis videos, always trying to define the bottom. But at the end of the day, this is a game of patience. You see it on the screen. Let's talk about really this is the momentum shift right here. That in the last bear market. And then in this bear market, we're waiting on something similar. Momentum shift, right? And it even plays, just a simple drawing on the chart plays into this long-term trend of Bitcoin. It's no surprise that we might, have to work our way out of this bear market bottom. And it might take weeks, months. It might take volatility, and it probably will take a lot of volatility. But this is the daily chart. It's just a picture for you. As you're scouring YouTube looking for technical analysis videos, this is a picture for you to remind you of the key thing needed right now, patience. But let's dig in. What does the momentum shift look like historically? And how does it kind of start, right? And I'll start actually on, let's go over here. Here's a 4-hour chart, Bitcoin, in the 2015 bear market. This is what it looks like. And I want to talk about the 4-hour. In particular, I really just want to look at the 200 EMA, this pink line, and the blue line, the 50 EMA, right? So we have this pink line here. We have this blue line here. That's a 50 EMA blue line, 200 EMA pink line. Now, you can see a very clear bottom on the picture. And that's all we're doing right now is we're finding the setup for the similar bottom in this bear market. So we can go to this bear market and we can see, just to give you context in the timeline here, realistically, to paint a bottom, this upward trend begins, all the way out here, right? So right here is May. So this is probably, it doesn't actually tell me on the screen because I have my chart set up wrong, but this is probably end of summer, right? And that plays into our long-term trend of Bitcoin on this chart, right? End of summer here, right here, where we have this uptrend beginning. And we have the halving taking account of that, and it all plays well into each other. The one thing missing, I think, in the markets is that patience factor. Because I think many people, if we go back to the 4-hour right now, we can go back to the 4-hour zoomed out. Many people want this, and here we go. 50 EMA, 200 EMA. Many people just want this. 50 EMA just taking off 200 EMA and just parabolic gains right now. That's probably not how it's going to work, and I'm here to tell you that historically, with any markets, that's pretty much not how it works. Could it happen? Sure. Could we see parabolic gains? Sure. But look at the bear markets, 2015, and let's kind of zoom into where we are now, right? And we're going to look at where we are now, in particular, this large symmetrical triangle, and then we have this kind of falling wedge right now in the very short term. But let's look at this area on Bitcoin. It is the symmetrical triangle that formed before breaking below the 6,000 mark. I want to really just dig into this quickly. The symmetrical triangle was obviously symbolic and illustrates perfectly the consolidation of Bitcoin, the consolidation of the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA. That's why you kind of have this intertangling of the two, right? And then the 50 EMA gets weaker. Then we start seeing rejection of the 50 EMA below the 200 EMA, continued rejection of the 50 EMA, can't even get across, continued consolidation, right? We took note of it. And then after just multiple attempts of momentum and volume for Bitcoin, Bitcoin just plummets. Now let's liken that to where we are now. It's very similar. That's why we have to be on the lookout and be aware for continued lows. It could go the other way. However, I'm very conservative. I like to be prepared to accumulate the dip, and so I am having a bearish undertone to my technical analysis videos because we're in the bear market, right? We're at the bottom of the bear market, hopefully. So similar to that last symmetrical triangle forming, the same thing kind of has happened, right? The 50 EMA on the 4-hour just kind of rejected right here back in January, around a month ago. And then most recently, we had an uptick in momentum for Bitcoin, and we were looking for a 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA, continued uptrend. But as of right now, as I do this video, we're actually getting some resistance. So on the very short term, this is exactly what you want to look for Bitcoin. You don't even, I mean, we have this pattern that we can kind of track a little bit in terms of Bitcoin on the screen. This wedge, I know people are talking about it, but I think more important to me right now is whether we hit a target on the upside for this wedge or not. What I'm more interested in right now is to see what happens even in the next day with these 4-hour candles forming, and what happens with the momentum of Bitcoin right now on the 50 EMA. Because if we get a final rejection here, we're probably going to see some big downside, and we could really speak to our longer term target to the downside, which is, we're zooming out on the chart here very slowly. Continued downside targets, symmetrical triangle, that $2,500 area down here. That's our target for that triangle. If we don't have a busted symmetrical triangle with continued uptrend in the market right now. And I would say the possibility is greater to see continued downside. So I just want to throw that out there, be prepared for it, and really keep an eye on this 50 EMA move, the blue line, and this pink line, the 200 EMA. How are they interacting with each other? It is a perfect picture of what the bottom looks like. You see how they interacted with each other in that last bear market bottom, just a grappling of the two until we exited that bear market. So we're really looking for something similar in this bear market, right? A grappling between the two in this bear market. So keep an eye on that, and mainly have patience. I promise it'll pay off. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for coming by. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day, and God bless.